I'll be honest with you. This story starts with the kind of nightmare that makes you question whether you're crazy or the world around you has lost its mind. Picture this. I'm standing in my driveway, wiping brake dust off the wheels of my white Wrangler, my pride and joy, when a police cruiser rolls up and out steps none other than the neighborhood queen herself, our HOA president, Donna Fisher. Clipboard in hand, face full of that mix of authority and victimhood people practice in the mirror, she points straight at my Jeep and says it's a nuisance to the community. I remember thinking, this woman really brought a cop here because my car is too clean? Now, Donna wasn't new to me. From the moment my wife Laura and I moved into Brookstone Pines, she made it her personal mission to remind us that the HOA was her kingdom. Trash cans half an inch too close to the curb, a hose left visible from the street, even the color of mulch in our flower bed. Every tiny thing was a violation. And while most people just rolled over to keep the peace, I wasn't wired like that. I'm stubborn. I kept receipts, snapped pictures, read every bylaw like it was gospel, and pushed back every time. My wife used to tease me about my binder full of evidence, but in this neighborhood, being organized wasn't just a hobby, it was survival. Still, the Jeep was different. To Donna, that Wrangler wasn't just a vehicle, it was a flaw in her perfect postcard street. She wanted it gone, and deep down, I suspected she wanted it not just gone, but sitting pretty in her daughter's driveway. Her kid was 17, learner's permit, almost ready for a car, and Donna had been bragging loud enough for the whole block to hear about finding a safe, reliable, white SUV. My Wrangler checked 2 out of 3 boxes, and I knew her entitlement had no limits. So when she showed up with a cop that day, I stayed calm. Panic is fuel for people like her, and calm is a wall they can't climb. I pulled out my binder, flipped to the city ordinance that overruled her bylaw, and explained that washing or tinkering on my vehicle was perfectly legal. The officer, bored out of his mind, basically shrugged and left. Donna's face, though, red and blotchy like someone had just slapped her with reality. She stormed off, but I saw it in her eyes. This wasn't over. And it wasn't. 3 nights later, the storm came, literally and figuratively. Rain hammered the windows while Laura and I sat on the couch watching a movie. Our security cameras chimed, and we glanced at the tablet on the coffee table. There she was, Donna herself, hood pulled low, sneaking across my driveway. She pressed something onto the windshield of my Jeep, snapped a picture, and scurried away. Through the rain, we could just make out the bold orange lettering, final notice. Abandoned vehicle. Tow within 24 hours. It wasn't just petty anymore. It was fraud. Laura, sharp as ever, leaned forward and whispered, "She's building a paper trail." And she was right. Donna wasn't trying to scare me. She was setting up the evidence she needed to justify stealing my car. And with her buddy Frank, the HOA treasurer, whose brother-in-law happened to own the local tow company, the whole plan suddenly made sense. Sure enough, at 1 in the morning, a flatbed tow truck rumbled up. We watched from our cameras as the driver slapped the hook on my Jeep and hauled it away like a trophy. My gut burned, but Laura grabbed my hand and said, "Let it go for now. We've got it all on video." And she was right. Because we weren't just losing a Jeep, we were catching a criminal ring red-handed. The next day, I drove Laura's sedan down to the address where the tracker in my Jeep's roll cage said it had landed. A fenced lot, half hidden behind a warehouse. No signs, just the faint smell of oil and rust. And there it was, my Wrangler, parked half inside a garage bay, already being stripped. Bolts scattered on the ground, wires dangling, a laptop connected to the dash. They weren't impounding it, they were gutting it for parts. When I tried to step closer, the tow boss himself, Tony, shoved me hard in the chest. "Pay $3,000 or get lost," he barked. My ribs hurt, but my brain was already filing it away. Assault, extortion, theft. I stumbled back just far enough to snap mental pictures of everything. The scratched bolts, the open ECU, the scuffed floor where a jack had been. Then I walked out and called Laura on the burner phone she insisted I carry. My voice was shaking with rage. "They're not storing it, they're cloning it. They're going to strip my Jeep and sell it off piece by piece." And as insane as it sounded, that's exactly what they were doing. 2 days later, a cop pulled me over in my neighbor's old pickup because his license plate reader flagged my name attached to a stolen Jeep. But it wasn't my Jeep. It was a different Wrangler, gray, same VIN as mine, cloned paperwork, and long gone the second the cop lit it up. That's when it hit me. This wasn't about a neighborhood squabble. This was organized crime, and Donna was their golden key. Laura, bless her, went forensic on them. She scanned the fake notice Donna had left and compared its toner pattern to years of HOA letters I'd saved in my binder. Bingo, the same clubhouse printer Frank used every month. Suddenly we had the direct link. The HOA treasurer printing fraudulent tags, Donna planting them, Tony hauling the cars, and the ring cloning vehicles out the back. But we still needed the smoking gun, the scene that tied it all together. And that's when Laura, flying her little drone one Saturday afternoon, caught Donna in her driveway swapping license plates, taking mine off a gray Jeep and screwing it onto her Lexus like she was changing earrings. Watching it live, we just sat there stunned. The HOA president, queen of curb appeal, literally committing a felony in broad daylight. That was it. The trap was set. The following night, the monthly HOA meeting packed the clubhouse wall to wall. Donna sat at the head table like royalty, Frank beside her sweating through his shirt, Brenda the silent secretary staring into space. Laura and I walked up front with a laptop and said, "We'd like to address a pattern of harassment, theft, and conspiracy conducted by this board." The room gasped, phones came out, and Donna's smile cracked. Slide after slide. We laid it out. Donna planting the fake tag, the tow truck stealing my Jeep, the chop shop stripping it, the drone footage of her swapping plates. The crowd murmured, then roared. And when Donna snapped and pointed at Frank screaming, "He made me do it. I just wanted the Jeep for my daughter." Well, that was the final nail. Frank turned on her, shouting back that she threatened him into helping. The mic caught every word. Right then, the clubhouse doors burst open and detectives stormed in. Donna and Frank were cuffed, the tow yard raided, and just like that, the whole rotten empire collapsed. My Wrangler eventually came home, scarred but rebuilt on their dime, and the neighborhood finally breathed again. Donna, stripped of her title and her Lexus, now spends her probation mowing the same green strips of grass she once ruled over like a tyrant. Twice a week I sip my coffee on the porch and watch her push that mower past my driveway without daring to look up. Do I feel triumphant? Not really. More like balanced. Like the scales finally evened out. And in those quiet mornings, with Laura's hand in mine and the Jeep sitting clean in the drive, I realized that sometimes justice doesn't look like fireworks. Sometimes it looks like peace, routine, the hum of a mower, and the knowledge that bullies don't always win. But I'll leave you with this. Was I right to fight her every step of the way, to risk pushing back instead of just letting it go? Or should I have swallowed my pride and avoided the war altogether? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I guarantee every neighborhood has its own Donna. And I want to know, what would you have done if it were your driveway, your car, your fight?